It was showing how, I think it was on our site, naturalnews.com, where it was basically linking studies that find that a lot of people that do commit suicides, a lot of it is linked to their chronic illness. Basically, people being depressed, that their health is so fucked up that they really have no future. They have nothing to look forward to. So a lot of people, they go all out. They develop a drinking habit, or they try to overdose on pills or drugs. You know, they commit suicide because of their depression, because of their health. But their health is because, I mean, they do make bad life decisions. These people are ruled by their flesh, and they don't know anything. They don't do their studies. But a lot of the time, just because what you put in your body, a lot of it is not from the earth. A lot of it is being created in a lab by the so-called white man. And that's what's fucking up your body. And I just read how this plastic, what it does, the different damages that it do to the body. So that's one of the leading causes of why a lot of people are committing suicide. You know?
Yeah, because water is what? H2O. That's hydrogen and two oxygens. Yeah. It's already chemically connected perfectly, man, to make the water. But now Esau want to add some other chemicals to it, you know, because he fucked it up in the first place, you know. This shit's crazy, man. Can you bring that out?
It's back in Proverbs again, 29:2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And if I may say about that, the righteous being the elect, because our people aren't right all together. But when we are in the kingdom of heaven, things are going to be perfect, man. They're going to rejoice. Because everything's going to be the way the Most High created it. We're going to follow it perfectly. It says,
it's a scripture, I think in Psalms, that the trees going to rejoice.
It says the fir tree shall rejoice.
Yeah. It's in Isaiah, right?
Yeah, Isaiah 14.
It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
That's right.
Here it is.
Like how we was going in on the plastics. It said one of the chemicals in the plastics was formaldehyde. It says formaldehyde is a highly toxic, systemic poison.
By the way, that's in cigarettes also.
That is absorbed well by inhaling. The vapor is a severe respiratory tract and skin irritant and may cause dizziness or suffocation.
That's in rat poison also.
So it irritates skin, it says, and it burns. It says chemical protective clothing is recommended because formaldehyde can cause skin irritation and burns. So the same plants where they're forming the plastic bottles, they gotta wear suits just so they don't get burned or so their skin don't get irritated. And the water is in it.
Hazmat suit.
You drink that on the inside of your body. That's why you guys got eczema and all these other skin and health issues where they're trying to eradicate itself out the body. Your body trying to heal it, but now that's being used, all the energy in the white blood cells are being used up to fight off the everyday stuff you're doing, to the cheeseburgers from McDonald's and whatever else. And you can't even put your body in a proper rest state.
It says it is a respiratory irritant that causes chest pain, shortness of breath, coughing, and nose and throat irritation. It can also cause cancer. It has been linked to increased risk of asthma and allergies in kids. And it's the same stuff that you got in your water, because Esau want to bottle it in the plastic.
Yeah, and they want to pump your kids up with full of vaccines too.
Right.
So that's just constantly putting pressure on your system, or your body, man. And your body can't find no ease, man. You know?
Reason why he said that people committing suicide. They're like, man, I ain't gonna get healthy to live right.
It's usually majority Edomites, because Edomites low-level Edomites can't handle no pressure, man. All right?
Yeah, what does that say in the Apocrypha about the death is better than continual sickness? That's Sirach, was that the 30th chapter? You know, hey, it's you catch holy hell just breathing in this society, man. You know what I mean? You get a lot of people that's older And they didn't, all these elements they didn't caught throughout the years, and they basically being prolonged, and they got to be on all these drugs and all these different medications. They can't function right. They got to wear glasses. They need canes. You know, it's fucked up, man. It all goes back to what this devil is creating and putting in the earth.
That's right, bro.
You know, and guess what? These things that we're dying from, if you leave off from it, they're gonna lock your ass up, because the FDA approve of all this bullshit. The Food and Drug Administration, they want you to be dependent upon all this poison.
Right. Yep. Well, look what they're doing to the holistic doctors, man. The holistic physicians. They fucking killing them all off, man.
Yeah, the CDC people.
Yeah.
Finding them dumped in rivers and shit, man. You know?
The holistic physicians, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I got that in Sirach. This is Sirach 30, and I'm gonna start up at 14. It says, "Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body."
Hell yeah, man. What use is it for you to enjoy your riches if you're not physically able to enjoy those riches?
Yeah. Like the elites.
What good is all that money if you devote it to a fucking wheelchair? You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have people fucking feed you like a baby and shit.
Yep. The elites, man. The elites are fucking have health problems, man. Was it David Rockefeller? He died. He had
so many heart transplants.
He has seven.
He had 7 of them.
How the hell he get on in line that fast again? You know, there's people that need it, regular level people that need it that ain't getting one and don't make it to the first one. If they do, and they go bad in the operating room, there's not a backup one for them. It's done.
3 backups.
I know, Mr. John done. Anyway.
Some of them motherfuckers, they'll come out and they'll walk around proud with their little tailor-made $10,000 suits. But as soon as they go home, they gotta get on that damn dialysis machine. You know? Now, hey, that's reality, man. Even people with substance, with wealth, they even feel it, man. And in Esau, their neighborhoods, they got Whole Foods, they got organic food supply. You know, but guess what? That shit is all fucked up too.
Still.
Yep.
So they suffered the ailments just like we do. They just able to afford to go to the real physicians
To sustain themselves.
to sustain themselves longer. You niggas, y'all ain't got shit.
They go to county hospital.
Yeah. You know?
Verse 15, it says, "Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth."
Yeah. So that's what we trying to get. We trying to get that body, man.
That's right, bro.
Because we get beamed up, we gonna have that body, man. We ain't gonna have nothing but our body, man. You know, we gonna get that body, man. It's the health and good estate is above all gold, all riches, man.
So we're going to instantly get down our spirits downloaded into the fresh body. But it says what? Better the poor being sound and strong of constitution. Constitution is your mind, meaning having his wisdom and his truth. So the hell with these bodies that we got to deal with now that's all beat up and broken down. But they put the constitution of our spirit into a fresh body, and we can't be stopped, man. We're gonna rule forever. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. It's gonna be able to hold up to spiritual power even. That's how good the bodies will be.
Like what the Apostle Paul say, he said, though the outward man perisheth, though the inward man is renewed daily, man. And then when the Lord give us that power, we're gonna even have the power to drink poison and still live. It says that, man. You shall drink poison and live, man. Really, we technically we do that now.
We just named the poison, a couple of poisons we drink and live.
We consume shit that's been in plastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you eat out at fast food restaurants at any spot, you containing you have plastic going in your body, man. If you ordering like a drink or a beverage or something, coming in those plastic cups, you're consuming that in your body.
The soda machine got plastic syrup.
Yeah.
Then it add to the carbonated water.
The dispenser.
Yeah, the dispenser, all of that, man. It's all plastic now. To make it lighter, it makes it not so heavy. I'll take the weight of it, man. We don't need soda anyway, but just saying, like, you know, I'll take a little heavier bottle with water with glass rather than, you know, than plastic. It tastes better in glass anyway.
Yeah, we about to get an account where the Apostle Paul, he got stung by a viper, man. He lived.
Yeah. After he got off the boat with the Gavin Will.
We about to get it.
Acts like 27, maybe 28.
Well, I'm gonna read this while y'all. Read this while y'all. It says, "There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart." And here was the point that you was quoted. It said, "It said, death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness."
That's why a lot of them people they get that memo and they fucking killing themselves, man. You know what I mean? Hey, you remember that show your dad talked about, Shameless?
Yeah.
It was an episode on that show where there's I think she was a nurse or something like that, but she realized she was finding out that basically she was dying of cancer, and she became depressed, and she came across Frank, that demon, and then Frank was basically putting ideas in her head with like, well, shit, since you about to die, you might as well just go all out with it. You might as well get drunk, you know, go out and have sex butt naked on a train track somewhere. Like, you might as well just go and do it all. And that's exactly what they were doing. They was getting high, they was smoking weed, they got together, they was drinking all the alcohol they could drink, all right? She was screwing them on a damn train track, out in the public. They was on the beach, they did it all, man. But then she was having a lot of fun, but then it came to her senses like, I'm about to fucking die. What good is all this shit? So one day he woke up and saw that she wasn't there. They was at the beach. He woke up and found that she wasn't there, and then he got up and was like, where is she? Looking for her. And he realized, like, oh shit. And she had left a note to him, and he already knew what that was about. She basically walked off into the sea, and she never found her again. The bitch killed herself, man. You know? So, hey, you know, that shit, it will lead to depression, man. You know? And that's, you know, that was the point.
It's Acts 28 starting at the top. And when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita, and the barbarous people showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us, every one, because of the present rain and because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered...
There was a storm that they made it shipwreck onto Melita and blah, 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 blah. That's what's leading to.
And when Paul had...
Oh, those barbarians, those are jakes, man.
And when Paul had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand,
hang on his hand, so he bit him. They like this. Oh, shit.
And laid them a second. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt, this man is a murderer, whom though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live.
Hey, that's showing that they had this the understanding of what was going on. Damn, they Most High trying to kill him. Because first he went out to the tumultuous sea and made it shipwreck into the earth, into the land, and then a poison snake hopped out and bit him. Most High trying to kill this dude. You know? But what did it say though?
And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm.
Yep, that viper's supposed to kill you. He's supposed to be on the ground agonizing in pain, man. All right.
That scene from Kill Bill with the Black Mamba, that's what you're supposed to see.
Yeah, bro, I got stung by a stingray, bro. That shit the worst pain ever, bro. And the Vipers got that, you know, got that similar, like maybe even more potent than the stingray, man. Yeah.
And it go right in your body.
The hemotoxins.
Yeah, man. So Paul didn't feel that shit, man. He feel like that. He had that spiritual power, man. All right. The Lord gave him that power to withstand them type of
elements or whatever.
Yeah, them type of venoms. All right. That's what he's gonna give his men when all hell breaks loose.
Hey, and what was the purpose of him doing that? To show those men that was a special man. They thought he was a wicked murderer, but they should prove that he was a righteous man of the Lord. Yeah. But that was also part of his trial because of what he had done leading up to his time before he was a man of the Lord.
Yeah, because he's going to give his men spiritual power, and that's when the whole lot of Jake going to wake up. Because they got to see it. Give me Psalms 110 and 3 real quick.
I got this. Can I get this real quick? Luke 10 and 19. Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you.
Yeah, we was talking about killer robots earlier. Those killer robots ain't gonna do shit to the men of the Lord, man. All right? Once the men of the Lord get that power, man, that spiritual power, all right? The Most High is gonna actually unlock, you know, the white man say people use 10% of their brains. The Most High is gonna unlock 100%. You know, more than 10% of the elect men's brains, and we gonna be able to do all types of shit, man. That you see in the movies, man. All right.
That was it.
You got a question, man?
Y'all talking about Apostle Paul?
Yeah. Psalms 110 and 3.
I got it. It says, this is Psalms chapter 110, verse 3. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man.
Oh, we can't get a crowd nowadays, right?
Yeah, we can't have nobody.
Little brother levitate or heal somebody, bring them back, and watch what happens. Everybody gonna be right there.
Right.
You know?
All types of niggas gonna be here.
Hey, I got this toe that if you could just, you know.
I can ask some more questions. Where you guys located at? Is it like what is this? What are y'all? What is this? Christianity or like?
No, this ain't no religion.
Yeah, because I'm not religious myself.
Yeah, we just raw out the Bible, raw and uncut. Just preaching out the word of the Most High, the true correct understanding of the Bible.
Okay, so y'all don't got like a certain place of worship. Y'all just brothers and do this together.
We come right out here on the streets. We take it right to the streets.
That's my guys. Every certain time you guys be here?
Every Sunday, Lord will, 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Right here in this spot.
All right, fellas, I appreciate that. My name is Keon. I do got a lot of questions, but I'm busy today, so on one of these Sundays, I can come and drown y'all out with questions. Y'all got me? I appreciate it, brothers.
That's what we're here for, answer questions.
I appreciate it, brothers. My name is Keon. Keon no more. I'll see y'all in a minute.
All right.
Go ahead, finish your
Back
in.
in.
I got a pre too.
It says, thy people shall be, this is back in Psalm 110 and 3. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. We're going to be able to not be touched, man. We're going to have good, healthy bodies. We're going to be able to perform spiritual power with it. Okay? But it starts in our spirit, having a right spirit to be able to perform those righteous acts.
And if you think about it, if the Lord didn't do that for us, we would die.
Yeah.
All this, what we've been bringing out, of all these destructive things that Esau had created, that's leading to mass deaths of people. If the Lord didn't just, intervene, then we all be destroyed, man. We're gonna need that type of power and energy just for us to be preserved through the calamities. Through this destruction, man. Through all the things that's getting ready to come on the earth, man. Back on you.
There's back in.
You read your precept?
No.
That was it. That was it. Yeah.
This is I lost the page. Mark 16 and 18. It says, "They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover." That's power.
Yeah.
That was the power that came on the disciples, the apostles. When the Lord basically left, he said, I will give to you the Holy Spirit. And basically that power was going to work through the Holy Spirit. We're going to receive the same thing because now we have the Holy Spirit, but we're going to have power. That's what's coming.
We have to wait for the Spirit, that rushing wind, which back then they had to speak in the tongues that brought it into them. You know, but now we got what that mighty rushing wind got to come across us again. I want to tell you about this. If you notice, a lot of you jakes, you think about spiritual power, and first thing you think about is like strength or killing somebody, or but healing is a huge power to show. That's something that, man, that's a very powerful thing this man did. I brought him back to life. Stuff like that, man. He's poisoned. He's gonna die. But then you do something, and now he's healed. Yeah. That's a powerful. That's a very powerful act, man.
It might be the most powerful.
It might be the most and the most humble.
Yeah.
I had
It's 40. Go back to Acts. This is Acts 28 and 4. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hands, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, whom though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live. And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm.
Felt no harm, man. He didn't feel no effects of that viper bite, man. All right.
Howbeit they looked, when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly.
There you go. It tells you the effects of how potent that viper was, that particular snake.
Swollen, if it was a quick bite, it's gonna swell. If he got it in you, it's a wrap, man. You should be falling down suddenly and die.
But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds.
He up there getting warm by the fire. You probably up there getting warm by the fire now, like this, and he's sweating that. And it's just like, get ready. Y'all caught that fish yet? Like we gonna eat?
They changed their minds and said that he was a god.
Yep, and that's why I brought that up. That's what the purpose of that. He showed them people that he wasn't just some everyday. Man. Yeah, he was so special, somebody from the Most High God.
Bring this out right now. Okay. There's Isaiah 40 and 29.
Yep. Can you get that John? John 14? It says,
he giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength.
Yep.
Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fail.
Yep.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, man.
They shall mount up with wings.
That's what we're doing. We're waiting upon the Lord, man. All right? We're getting our strength renewed through the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the understanding of the Heavenly Father. All right? That's when the spiritual power is going to come, man.
Okay.
All right? It's going to come at a later date.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary.
Yeah, we're going to be able to fly. We're going to run like Flash, man.
And they shall walk and not faint.
Walk and not faint, man. All right?
And this is one of the reasons also why this devil feel like he needs to make the type of weapons he got.
Like that one movie, what is it called? Upgrade, I think. It's coming out.
Yeah,
I'll show you the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, con.
He has to make these type of weapons because the elites, they know that the Lord's men are really the superheroes. That these so-called Jewish Hollywood directors, they know according to the scriptures that power is the Israelite men is gonna have that power. So he creating these killer robots really to try to fight Luke Cages and Hancocks. And Superman. And Jacob and the elect men are gonna walk through that shit. You know? He knows that he gonna have to face the saints, man. He know he gonna have to face the gods. You know, so he gotta arm himself. Run down. Let's try to kill them now, or before they God raise up and raise them up. Well, it's too late. We're already risen up. All right, but you're gonna try to run down on us before the Lord raises us up with that power. But watch what the Lord's gonna do. It already tells you as soon as you make a move, he gonna lift up that standard. You know? Hey, that's what I look forward to when you try to make your move, man. The moment you try to run up on us, any second I could look at my flesh and see that there might be a change right then in that second, man. You know? And that'll be the moment the Lord is basically, that spirit is in you, like, hey, don't be afraid. Look. Look. Are you in the spirit right now? Look. You getting power, right? Look. Do you feel different? You know? The next thing you know, you might be hopping over houses and shit, man.
Shooting beams at you.
You know? And a lot of guys, they'll say that, oh, y'all niggas, y'all crazy, man. Y'all niggas, y'all watching too much Marvel comics. You know? But y'all don't know where these devils get that idea from the Bible.
King David jumped over a big ass wall.
Yep.
You ever heard about the shit that his mighty men were doing? You ever read about that? King David was bending still with his arm. Which one of you niggas know any bodybuilder nigga on the planet that could do that, man?
Which one of you can kill a lion, man? You know?
Right.
Can go head to head with a lion, man.
In the cold.
Okay.
Snow.
In the snow.
Yeah. And the animals was bigger back then. You know, everything was bigger. You know, so you really ain't beating them now. Or they.
One man have the power to put 10,000 men to flight. Bruce Lee ain't doing that. As great as a fighter as Bruce Lee was, he's not finna fight 10,000 men. He'll get stumped to death, man. He'll probably run through a good couple hundred of them, but it'll be overwhelming. All right?
This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Yeah, when these martial law troops, killer robots by their side, shall come in as a flood, martial law, into the streets of America. All right, go ahead.
The spirit of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him.
Yep, that's that standard the special spiritual power that the Lord about to endow on his men. That's that standard against him, man. All right, that's that's gonna be when that time. It ain't gonna be no more fucking around, man. Yep. All right. The Lord is actually saying, no, man, I'm gonna give my man this power so he can see that fight, man. Yep. All right. Because the Lord, he's a man of war, right?
Yep.
He's giving Esau this technology, and he's gonna give us the spiritual technology in our bodies to go against Esau.
Hey, like he did with Pharaoh, he hardened his heart. He gonna harden the so-called white man's heart that he gonna want to fight.
Yeah,
because the Most High want to see the fight.
And the Lord roots for the underdog. You know, look at all the times that we've been delivered out of captivity, or men the Lord have been delivered from persecutions. You know, the accounts are really endless. You know.
Yeah. They made it out of things they weren't supposed to, but we know the Most High God is able to do all things.
As the scripts say, what is impossible with men is possible with the Lord.
That's right.
You know?
And example, like an old example of the Lord lifting up a standard, is I want somebody to find that account. But basically, when Moses led us through the Gulf of Suez, when the water was up, and then you had Pharaoh's his men. His soldiers, they actually tried to run after us while Moses was leading us through the sea. And you know what happened? The Lord raised up a standard on his ass, man. He basically caused a fiery vapor, like a fiery a twister, to come down from heaven and basically devour before them, that they couldn't actually come close to the Israelites. Where's that at? Exodus 15? Yeah, get that. This is like an example of the Lord raising up a standard against Pharaoh's soldiers when they tried to come in like a flood on Israel as they were being delivered. Get that, bro.
This is Exodus 15:4. Pharaoh's chariots and his... This is Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts hath he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone.
Yep, that was it.
I'm talking about
Keep
before
going.
that.
Start at the top.
There's 15 at the top. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this
No. It's hold on. It's before. I'm looking at it. I think I'm looking at it. Yeah, hold on. Start at the 20. 25, 24. Yeah, that's 14. 14, 24.
It's 14 and 24. It's Exodus 14:24. And it came to pass that in the morning,
Start at 22.
Exodus 14:22.
Yep.
And the children of Israel went
Start at
into
21.
Exodus 14 and 21. And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided.
Yep.
And that explained how that happened, so they could cross the river right there. That just explained it. If you wonder what could do that, don't worry about it.
And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground,
Yep.
and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
Go ahead.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea.
And they tried to come in, they tried to come down on them like a flood. You know what I mean? They tried to come down like a flood on Israel as they were being delivered through the sea. You know, everybody's seen that cartoon, the cartoon version of the story, the Prince of Egypt. That shows you exactly how that went down. You know? As Moses was leading them through, you had Ramses on a horse, and you had all those men. They was all on chariots and horses, and it was like, they let off a war cry, and they tried to basically go after us, run after us, and you know Israel looked like, start running this shit, you know, and that's when they kind of, you know, they was like, they was probably looking at Moses like, damn, what we finna do? The Most High already had it under control, man. All right, hey, and we gotta. The scriptures are written for our learning.
Right.
When this devil tried to come after us, look at how he handled the situation back then. The Lord's gonna intervene on this damn devil when he make his move, man. Go ahead.
And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, watched the Lord Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians. The host of Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels.
They saw the chariots of the Most High God. Their chariots wasn't shit. They saw the chariots of the Most High God. And that's actually just revealed how that water was standing up too. But anyway.
And it showed that it sent a pillar of fire down. It basically got in their way, and you gotta vision it, man.
Yeah.
When they was actually chasing after Jake, they saw the chariot appear, and they saw the fire come down, and you know they had to put the brakes on the horses, like, oh shit, you know? Yeah, they saw that beam come down, like, oh shit, you know? They was probably flying off of their horses, falling off of their chariots, man, running back and shit. That's what the Lord, he lifted up a standard at that moment, man. He intervened, divine intervention, the water. Okay? That level of power is gonna come back in this time, man.
And we're gonna need divine intervention again also. This devil's got all of the
He got all that technology, all those weapons that we were talking about. How you think we're gonna be preserved through all that, man? We're gonna need protection from the Almighty, man.
God.
He said Michael's gonna stand up for the children of Israel.
Come on.
Oh shit! You see that the article on the news? They caught that they got that angel on camera.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
They caught that angel.
had a sword, man.
Yeah.
He had a long ass sword.
It was probably an apparition of an angel.
Yeah.
It was probably an apparition, man. The Lord talks about that too in the scriptures, man. Apparitions, the ancient Egyptians, they got plagued with apparitions.
God, yep. Plagues, yep.
The Lord, you people, hey, y'all not paying attention. The Lord is showing little bits and pieces, man, of his divine power, man.
Right.
You ain't paying attention. You people are still oblivious because you blinded by the entertainment, the bread in the circuses, your lust, the lust of your flesh, the gross darkness that covers you, that you can't even see it, man. And we out here, we putting it in your face. All right, we reading the words to you about it. Yeah, finish that, bro.
Continue Exodus 14 and 25. And took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily, so that
That's how hard they hit the brakes, right?
Yeah. It took their wheels was coming off, man. They had to pump their brakes like, oh, because if they would have kept just running after Jake, they would have ran eventually into that fire and got disintegrated.
God.
You know, go ahead.
That the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel.
let's get out of Dodge.
He said, the Egyptians said, let us.
And these elites, that's why they're taking so long moving on us, man. Because they know about this, man.
Yeah. They're not sure that they plan on working.
Like they really want to get us, they want to take us down, but they trying to figure out a very cunning, crafty way to get us, to take us down, man.
They're trying to figure out when to
trying to
make a
tread
move.
real lightly about that. Because hey, it's no secret. We the most vocal when it comes to exposing the elites, calling them out by name. We call out every Rothschild, every Rockefeller,
DuPont, Getty.
we put y'all all on blast, man, and we not afraid of you because we know our power stands with us, man.
Right.
And you know that. That's why it's taking you so long. You want to write these little punk ass unrighteous decrees to try to silence us in every little bitty every roundabout way. But even those, it's not doing nothing for you. We're still out here. When y'all ban the Bible, we still gonna be out here teaching the word. All right? You can keep on taking down our YouTube channels. More YouTube channels gonna come out.
That's right.
We're gonna keep constantly flooding the internet.
We baby's kids. We don't die, we multiply. For real, we baby's kids on you elites, man. We come out there and we expose what's going on, and you can't stop us, man. If you take down one channel, 2, 3 more pop up. Every time you say, okay, we're gonna do this or that, we're gonna persecute Christians, guess what? It's all right. We still, the men of the Lord, still out there teaching until the famine of the word comes.
That's it. You ain't gonna stop it, man. You know, you're not gonna stop nothing. And we did a live show a couple of weeks back. Come on with it, man. All right? Because the moment you do that, the sooner our Lord is gonna come and redeem us.
That's right.
Okay? We already know to call upon the name. We got the name now. Okay? So go finish that story off, bro.
Okay. It's 25.
And mind you, this was an example. That's why when you read Romans 9, why does he talk about Pharaoh after mentioning Esau? Because it's going to be the same reoccurrence. All right?
We're going to use the same tactic again.
It's going to be the same reoccurrence. They were in power. They were the oppressors ruling over us.
They
had left-hand power. They had all that back then. They had intelligence. They had their wise men. They had all that. So it's no different. You devils, you got your left-hand side. You got your power, your left-hand power. You got your magicians, your witchcraft. You're the Pharaoh. You have the power. You're the ruler. And you're going to try to come down on us just like Pharaoh came down on us back then. And guess what? The Most High is going to bring you down just like he brought down Pharaoh. Right. But even worse.
Yeah.
You're worse than Pharaoh, man. You're a lot worse than Pharaoh. Go ahead, Al.
Continuing 14 and 25. So that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians.
And he's gonna fight for us. Right, that's that standard, man. He's gonna fight for us out here, man. Don't the Lord always say that he's gonna fight for his people?
Yeah.
Lay your infirmities or your weaknesses upon me.
Yeah,
our
man.
weaknesses, we can't take down our enemies.
Like get Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41 and 10. You still stay where you at. Get Isaiah 41 and 10.
You want that right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, it says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee. I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee.
Yeah, that fought with us. Didn't it tell you in Zechariah 14 about the those that had basically waged battle against Jerusalem? You know how the Lord is gonna actually fight that battle for us, man, and defend Jerusalem. That's talking about us, not them gutter rats over there. That ain't talking about them. All right, Trump, they're using Babylon the Great to defend that Jerusalem. No, the Most High is gonna defend Jerusalem, the real Jerusalem, man. With power, not with military might, with power, man.
And which is a people before it's a place.
Exactly. You got a quick go ahead. And finish that in Isaiah 2, Isaiah 41. Go ahead.
Revelation 11:3, and I'm reading to 6. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days,
That's
clothed
the
in
2 kingdoms of Israel, the northern and southern kingdom.
Clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the power of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. These have power to shut heaven, and it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
We're not going to abuse it. We're just going to use it as it's necessary.
Most High gonna give each brother just enough,
just enough and reason to do just enough. So you want me to go to the one you wanted?
Yeah, Isaiah 41.
Isaiah 41:10. It says, and I read that. Keep reading. Verse 12. It says, "Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contend with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff." We'll have to break that down a little bit.
Yeah, that's going into, you're going to take down because mountains represents governments. Yeah. All these different governments of these different nations, they all going to get brought down. Like when you go to Micah, the 4th chapter, the 13th verse, where it talks about arise and thresh, O virgin daughter of, not O virgin daughter, get it real quick, Micah 4:13. Because basically we gonna take these nations down, man. With that power. All right? With that power, man.
It's Micah 4:13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion.
Daughter of Zion.
For I will make thine horn iron, and I'll make thy hoofs brass.
Horn means power.
And thou shalt beat in pieces many people.
Many people.
And
that's all those mountains, those governments. Okay? We're gonna take down all those principalities, every position of power on the earth that's not of Israel. Right. We're gonna take it down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
We're gonna be with our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, it's gonna start first and foremost with him.
And what did David say? He said, if the Most High be with us, who can be against us? There you go.
I will beat, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I'll consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth.
Through that power, man. All right, so these devils, when they rise up, man, they ain't gotta worry about them, man. You know, I mean, now it's easier said than done, because when he does eventually come for us, we gonna have a little nervousness to us, man, because we still in the flesh. We gonna tremble a little bit, but we still gotta remember that our power is with us, man. Some brothers might receive the power the very second that they getting ready to face death. Right when Esau about to pull the trigger, or right when he released that guillotine, that blade down, that power could come right upon you suddenly. Yeah. You never know, man.
Just to bring the guillotine in and bring it to modern times, it's not just an ancient tool of beheading somebody. This devil done ordered how many? Thousands, tens of thousands of guillotines here in the U.S. You know, that's why when they did the last Purge movie,
the second one,
the second Purge movie, and it was also in the movie that didn't come out, The Great State. It was in that movie also. And it says we're gonna be beheaded. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, some brothers are gonna be beheaded just to fulfill the prophecy of martyrdom. You know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man.
You want me to get that in Sirach?
Go back to that's in Exodus, and then go back to Isaiah 59 about lifting up the standard.
It's Exodus.
Because it says that the dragon is going to be wroth with the woman. That he's going to basically try to make war with the remnant of her seed. That's basically saying that this devil's going to come down on us, man. Just like how he came down on us in ancient Rome, he's going to come down on us again. All right? Because this word, this truth is springing out throughout his empire, and it's contributing to the fall of his empire and the rising of his nemesis.
Where's your security?
All right, Israel. We're his nemesis. We're natural enemies. We're his righteous nemesis, man. He's our nemesis. We're his nemesis, man. We've been rivals since the Lord created us, man. Even before the foundation of the earth. The Lord had that plan for us to go against each other for as long as we've been, since before we was even created. Right. So we getting ready to have that last and final battle.
Yep.
Notice how we've been, both sides been taking wins and L's against each other. You know, like going back to, you know, you had when you had King David rule. Well, yeah, you had King David rule. And then you had King Solomon. That was when we had all the nations under subjection. All right, they was taking L's, we was winning. And then after that, and then Solomon, you know, he caused a split. And then even though we were still having kings, these other nations started to rise up against us after King David and Solomon were gone. That's when the Lord took that hedge away, and we started, you know, those curses started coming back on us. Then we start going from captivity to captivity. Esau came down on us with the Babylonians right after that, and we got brought down. And then the Lord raised up the Syrians and took the northern kingdom away. And then the Persians came, and we was able to, the southern king was able to come back, but only under the rulership of the damn Persians. So we went through all that, and then, you know, through the Greeks and through the Romans, Esau winning over us, we taking the big L's. Then, what happened after that? Rome fell, and then Jake started ruling again for 1,000 years. But it was in wickedness. But we was winning over Esau though. Yeah. Okay? We ruled over Esau. And Esau never, he's not gonna admit to that, of course. That's why he don't like to talk about the dark ages.
Hey, that's a lot, bro. I'll never forget.
That's why he calls it a dark time.
Yeah.